Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me again. Today, I'm going to be talking about tips and tricks to help with fighting depression. It can be very hard, especially when you have kids who rely on you for everything and you just don't even want to get out of bed. So, go ahead and stay tuned as we go over some tips and suggestions on things that we can do to help get ourselves better so that we can get back to helping our families. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say is that I understand depression is a struggle. And with the tips that I'm giving today, the most important thing you can do is take it one day at a time. We might try to do these things to help pull us out of depression so that we can be there for our families, but some days we're not going to make it. The most important thing to do is remember to take it one day at a time. So I have some tips that helped me with my depression, also some tips that helped other people who I know to get through their depression. So some things might work for you and some things may not, but just stick with what you know is working for you. The number one suggestion that I have here is to stay out of bed. I know how important the bed can be when you are depressed. I know someone who used to call it a hole and said, I just want to jump into my hole every day. And I understand that. It's like a black hole that just sucks you in. And I just want to dig myself in and cover up with the blankets and just be done with the day. That kind of keeps us in that depression mind frame. And that's what we're trying to get out of. So I do have some tips on how to keep yourself out of the bed during the day. Now, when you are depressed, you may want to just take your phone and just binge watch Stranger Things all day. And that is not the most healthiest thing to do when you're going through a time like this in your life. A suggestion that I have that really worked for me, and it's something that even though I am doing much better, it's something that I still stick with, still try to do. If I am going back to binge watching, if I'm going to binge watch Netflix or Hulu or whatever all day, I'm not going to do it in the bed. I'm going to find another comfortable spot in the house. We have a recliner in our living room. I often use that, or here at the kitchen table or somewhere else outside of the bedroom. And I'm going to watch my show there, or I'm going to read my books there, or anything to pull myself out of that dark place in the room with all the curtains closed and the bedroom door closed. I'm going to get myself out of that area into somewhere else in the house with lots of light where I'm sitting up and not laying down. That, just being able to do that will help you feel better. It's napping also is not suggested when you have depression, and that is the perfect place to nap is in the bed. If you're in the bed, you're probably going to go to sleep. If you're sitting upright, you have less of a chance to do that. Just a peaceful, clean other place in your house where you can go besides the bedroom. That'll help you. That is the first step, and that's actually a really important step. When you're going through depression, you will notice that you do spend a lot of time in your room. The next thing is one of my favorites now, but back then was my least favorite, and that is to surround yourself with positive people and to get rid of the negative people. It's easy to remain depressed when you have people around you who are spewing nothing but negativity all the time, complaining about everything all the time. It makes it easier for you to stay in that funk. So what you need to do is you need to let those people know in the nicest way possible that you're going through something right now and you're just going to have to take some space away from them. Another thing is to talk to your friends and family members that you're close with. I suggest telling 3 people because, again, talking about having depression isn't something that you want to go around bragging about. So you pick 3 close people who you can trust and you let them know what you're going through. Okay? Make sure that it's positive people and not negative people. We all know how to tell the difference between those two. Those positive people, although it may be annoying, will constantly check on you. I had a friend who would just come over without calling, which is the worst thing in the world. But once you sit down and you're having a conversation, or if they're able to get you to leave the house, which I know is hard, probably not going to happen right away. But once you're in that conversation, socializing with those people, and they're bringing that positivity to you, you're going to start to feel better. At first, you're not. At first, you're going to be irritated and agitated. Like, why are you over here? Why are you talking to me? I just want to go to sleep. I don't want to do anything. You're interrupting my Stranger Things. Like, that's how you're going to feel at first. But when you're in the moment, socializing with them, you're going to start to feel better. Okay, so number 1, staying out of the bed. Number 2, surrounding yourself with positive people who you can trust, who you can talk to, who know what's going on with you. Okay, now number 3, here's another hard one, is finding mandatory things to do. If you have ever seen that movie, I think it was with Jim Carrey, I think it was called Yes Man or something like that, where he had to say yes when people asked him to do things. It's kind of like that. What you're going to do is once a week, I'm sure you have people asking you to come out of your house, go do things with them, or help them with something that you're really not going to want to do. On the first week, you should find one person that you say yes to, and you get up and do it. Again, it's the same as surrounding yourself with positive people. At first, you're going to be like, oh man, why did I say yes to this? I don't want to do this. I don't want to go. I don't want to be here. But when you're there and doing it, you're going to have a little spark where, you know what? This isn't so bad. I'm having a little bit of fun. Again, make sure it's a positive situation around positive people who will help bring that positivity to you. So on the second week, maybe say yes twice. Now, don't overdo it and stress yourself out. I'm an introvert, and before I fell into depression, I realized I said yes a little bit too much. So maybe just 1 to 2 things that you know aren't going to, let's say, drain your aura or what have you. And if you're an introvert like me, you might just want to say yes to one thing that gets you out of the house and gets you going. Okay. The next thing is an important one, and it's something that a lot of people don't think about would help them with depression, but it's eating right and exercising. A lot of times people don't realize that you can become depressed due to the way that your body feels. Having low energy and not knowing, like, why do I feel this way? Why am I tired? Having stomach issues. It's a chemical imbalance in your body. Now, eating right, eating more fruits and vegetables is going to help with that, as well as exercising, getting your blood pumping. Not only that, but you do these things, and let's say you start to lose weight, you're not happy with your weight, that's going to be a positive, a win, a hey, yeah, okay, one more thing to feel positive about. Okay, it's also just going to help you feel better. You're going to have more energy, and energy is something that you really need when you are depressed. It's bad enough you feel tired all the time for no reason. Like, get some extra energy. Exercising gives you energy. Eating right gives you energy. That's going to help you for when you say yes to someone and you have to go out into the world surrounded by positive people. Okay, you're going to have that little bit of energy that you need. Alrighty, so the next thing, tip number 5, this is a big one for me. This was the motivation that I needed to go seek help. As a matter of fact, I started going to therapy. Is when you are depressed and you have a family, you're the head of the household, mother or father, you have little ones who are watching you. We think that our children don't know, but they know. Okay, they see that something's off with mommy or daddy, or why are they in the bed all day, or why are we eating pizza again for the 3rd time this week instead of actual dinner. I'm not saying pizza, not dinner, because I love pizza. But our children notice these things. And as the adults, we set the tone for the household. If we're in a kind of funky mood, they're going to be in a kind of funky mood. What we're showing them rubs off on them. You know the saying, do as I say, not as I do. That does not work for children. Okay? Children repeat what they see. So you have to remind yourself, like, how I'm feeling right now, what I'm going through right now, I don't want for my children. Okay? You have to use that as a motivation to do the things like getting out of bed and saying yes to one person and surrounding yourself with positive people. That is a motivator. Your children are watching your every move. Okay? Think about that. Now, the last one is to celebrate yourself. Okay? If you go 2 days without spending all day in the bed, celebrate that. Okay? If you've gone every day for a week, been in bed, watching Stranger Things, watching whatever. I like Stranger Things and Shameless. Yeah. So you've done that for a whole week straight. But, okay, I'm being motivated. I'm seeing that my kids are sensing what I'm going through, and I'm going to motivate myself, and I'm going to get out of bed today. I've done it 2-3 days in a row. Celebrate yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back. Good job for you. Because, again, it's one day at a time. Okay? If you went out and helped volunteer at a soup kitchen, okay, somebody came and told you what a blessing you are to them. Celebrate that. Give yourself give yourself a pat on the back. Tell yourself that, hey, you know what? I'm doing a good job. I'm getting there. You know what? I have been up, got all the laundry finished. I made dinner tonight. Like, tell yourself, like, I am doing good. This is a good job. I am taking those steps. And you're going to have the days where you revert back to that bed, back to that dark room, curtains closed, doors closed, in the dark, saying, woe is me. And that's okay, because every day is not going to be perfect when you go through this. But you have to remember the next day to get up and try again. That is going to help you. It's going to be 1 day, then 2 days, then 3 days, then 4 days, then 5 days. The next thing you know what? I'm starting to feel like myself again. I'm starting to go out and do things. I'm doing things with my family. We're prepping meals together. Like, surrounding yourself with positive people, doing all these things that I have suggested. In the long run, they are really going to help you, but it is 1 day at a time. And you need to remember, like, if you don't make it 1 day, you're going to make it the next and the next and the next. And when you do, you have to celebrate yourself. You have to tell yourself, like, look at what I'm doing. I am making it. I am getting there. I am taking these steps. Okay? Because Sad to say, but it's probably not going to be celebrated by other people, but it needs to be celebrated by you. You need to acknowledge the progress that you have made. Okay, so those are the tips and suggestions that I have. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time, but take it a step at a time, a day at a time, and you'll make it and you'll get there. Have a great day.